Welcome back to Newsroom. Now, if you watched the show a little bit earlier, you would have heard that exploding paraffin stoves, cheap ones, are one of the biggest causes of shack fires in South Africa. That was according to the emergency services a little bit earlier. Now, 5-star stoves aim to address this issue with its 2-plate gas stove that can be used for clean cooking and heating in what they call poor energy households. The stoves are use renewable bioenergy plantations from Renewable Energy Solutions. Now, to tell us how these work, we are joined from our Cape Town studios by the Director of Renewable Energy Solutions, Willem Malherbe. Very good morning to you, Willem. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Eben. Thank you very much.
Now, EMS, Emergency Solutions, tell us that the main cause are exploding paraffin stoves in the middle of the night sometimes because people leave them on and so forth. Tell us about your product. How is this going to change the game for people who are at risk living in shacks?
The business that we do is energy service business where we provide energy to people in slums and shacks. Now, what makes it different is that we bring a business process or energy service company to the area instead of basically just bringing energy equipment, which makes it a little bit more sustainable, where we sell fuel for the business rather than just putting kit in people's households. So it's really a focus towards providing a business solution rather than just providing an energy solution.
What about cost? How does it compare to what's going at the moment? Because cost, ultimately, that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Absolutely so. Well, health on the one side, cost on the other side. We cost competitive against our energy, competition out there. The energy competition is typically, like you've heard earlier, is paraffin. And then obviously once you go to the east side of Gauteng and towards Mpumalanga is coal, where people use coal in the embolas.
And where else? We're seeing pictures on screen now of it being held elsewhere. Tell us about the success of these stoves elsewhere on the continent, if it is so.
Yeah, we a startup South African enterprise where we've got our 5-star ladies in places like Diepsloot and Tembisa, where we're starting out now. But we've attracted quite a lot of attention on the East African side, as well as in the Asian countries. So we're busy with a startup for Bangladesh at the moment too.
Now, apart from being a lot safer than what we know as Primus paraffin stoves and so forth, there's also other benefits to the environment. It's a lot greener. How is that the case?
I think from a climate change perspective, we're using renewable fuels, which comes from agricultural and forestry waste. So we're not using anything that comes out from underneath the earth. So immediately that's a cleaner, renewable fuel. Then secondary, the spent fuel is biochar, and the biochar can be used as a soil carbon amendment, pretty much like fertilizer. So it's a pretty clean process all the way through.
And I understand that you want people to get involved, you want people to grow their own sustainable businesses and sell your product and so forth elsewhere. How do people do that?
Basically what we do is we put up energy franchises or small businesses within the township. So either people can join us as 5-star ladies, where they're the distributors of the fuel and the stoves within the community, or we've got larger franchises where a franchised business will have a distribution line of 5-star ladies. And the business is all set up and IT managed in the back end. So we've got full visibility of what we actually do on a day-to-day and a real-time basis.
And how popular are the stoves at the moment?
For South Africa, so far it's been quite a slow start. Cooking is a hugely traditional process, and people like to cook the way they've cooked. So bringing in new technology is a slow adoption process, but it is going well. Our 5-star ladies are doing great, and we've got quite a lot of happy customers out there.
And what would you like to see in the medium term, say in the next 3 to 5 years happen with this product?
What I would, for the South African market, see a more structured approach, where we actually, like for the emergency services and the burn victims, actually have a collective conversation to see how we can address it. Because from an enterprise perspective, it's quite difficult pushing it into the market, and you need the infrastructure services from government agencies to actually push it towards prospective customers. People are going to migrate to the cities. They're not going away. And we need to find a way that we can provide people with dignified cooking and heating solutions, seeing that they're probably paying most for their energy if you compare that to any other household.
Well, Emma, thank you for joining us today. It's a very interesting product that could save lives. That's the Director of Renewable Energy Solutions. His name is Willem Malherbe, and they developed 5-Star Stove, which is, of course, a stove product, but also the fuel that they use inside of that stove that will make sure that, well, we don't lose lives in informal settlements and so forth. Let's hope that we can get this kind of